Hi everybody, this is an interesting test today. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be testing a Fox 38 with a top of the range cartridge in it against a Rockshox Zeb Ultimate. They've both been set up neutrally. It's not a scientific test. It gives us a good idea and a good hands-on idea of how these forks actually feel on the trail.
Lapierre GLP2. It's pretty much my favourite race bike. It's got 170 front, 160 rear. Ride up is easy. It takes about 5-10 minutes to get up there. If you look, the setting on this fork is ideal. Set it up, same sag, 20%, 25% I tend to run. And yeah, let's have a look. Trail 1, this is the Zeb. So for those of you who want to know what settings I've got for the high speed compression, low speed, for this I'm not running any high speed compression, I'm running just fork fairly neutral. Because I want to make sure that pretty rough. I'm going to try and take the same line each time. Nice and soft and smooth. Big drops. Some little pops. And each time it's so poppy, this bike. So that was trial number 1. Right, after a couple of runs, we're back at the car. And I've got the stand out, so I'm about to now swap the fork over. Now the last fork, we were looking at how it stands up in the corners, how it feels. Now we get a chance with this fork to feel how this one responds in the same conditions. So it's set to the same settings as the Zeb. I can already feel, actually, now I said I'm not going to paint softer off the top. Ready up, ready player 1. Let's see how much of the travel we use. Okay, this fork feels... Okay, it's interesting. I'm already getting a different sensation. Okay, it's not like it's softer, but it feels looser. Balance of the bike is good, it's the same. He's going to do that again.
So it's not so easy to do these types of tests because one can argue there's very many variables that can be considered when it comes to testing a fork. Let's start off by saying both of them are really good forks. They both feel really, really good. I mean, they're the same, essentially they're the same size. They have the same travel settings, very similar lowers, very similar upper diameters. And these actually are the forks of fashion at the moment. Everybody's thinking, oh, let's get a 38, let's get a 38. Do you really need one of these? Well, if you ride very hard and very fast and go on very aggressive trails, I suggest, yes, a 38 is a brilliant, or a Zeb is a brilliant fork to get. Do you want to use this on just all mountain trails? Pointless. 36 is fine. The Rockshox Lyric is good. The bike's the same, the wheels are the same, the rims are the same. We've got carbon rims, brake is the same. They've both been serviced the same. Let's just underline the key differences. I found with the Fox, in the middle part of the stroke and the initial part of the stroke, so down here, the fork is a bit softer and moves a bit more easily. In the upper part of the stroke, you can feel the ramp up more significantly than you can with the Zeb. However, so with the Zeb, the beginning part of the stroke is a little less active, a little bit more, let's say, it feels a little bit deader. The transition from the start of the stroke to the middle part of the stroke feels quite linear, so you don't notice a sudden ramp up. You don't feel like you run into a wall within the fork. It feels like the fork stands up a little bit more on the trail and when you're braking than the Fox. Although the Fox feels okay and it feels like it's responding more to that chatter, but essentially from what I can tell, Fox feels like it is a more progressive fork with the settings that I've got than the Zeb. Overall though, if I'm looking at an overall sensation, the Zeb feels like it's got more pop. You can pop the bike around, move the bike around more easily. You don't have to suck up the travel on the fork and then move the bike. It feels like it's a bit more instantaneous. If you're talking about pure comfort, I would say the Fox feels just a little tiny bit more comfortable. So when it comes to sort of, if I'm saying the Zeb is more supportive and more linear, a softer ramp up. So the transition from the middle part of the stroke to the end. So let's get to the point here. If I've got to choose between the Fox and the Zeb, which one do I prefer? Obviously on this bike, aggressive riding, etc., etc. I think I'm going to have to say I prefer the Zeb. Even if I change the sag a little, that initial part of the stroke of the Fox for me, with the compression settings in the middle, let's say, similar, feels a little bit too soft. This is really difficult. Overall, to me, the Zeb feels like a fork I want to have on my bike.